want to introduce to you this brand new Sorento Hybrid model today. This hybrid model is now available in Korean market, but sooner or later I think it will hit the American market and European market. So if you are interested in this new powertrain version of the Sorento, you need to check this video. The front end still gives you low and wide image. It's because of the big surrounded black grills, which integrates both headlamps and DRLs as a big one module. Grill texture is also very muscular, so it gives you still I'm the SUV, I'm strong enough, this kind of a message. And the lower fascia of the bumper, it also comes with the black high glossy plastic finish. So overall, it gives you quite packed front end design. The side profile, it looks exactly the same as other conventional engine variant. So it has a same yellow and those shark fin shaped C-pillar touch. The only difference that you can find is alloy wheel design, because this hybrid one comes with the 17 inches as standard and 19 inches as an option, while diesel version has the 18 inches and 20 inches rims. So hybrid has a relatively little bit smaller alloy wheels. The rear end, it has a very unique vertical styled tail lamps. When I see it, I feel like I'm looking at a big pillars of ancient Greek temples or castles. So it gives you a quite rigid, solid, strong and very wide stance. Beginning with this Sorento and new Sedona, all those new geared MPV or SUVs will have this kind of very neat hidden style of the rear wiper system. Yeah, in this car you can find some fake finishes in the exterior. Here, this one has nothing inside. It's all blocked cosmetic touch. Twin mufflers, they are also fake. The real muffler is just here on the right hand corner. Yeah, it works now. You can feel the exhaust, but those are fake. Interior design wise, I really like this new concept. This is the saddle brown interior trim, but you can still choose another two different color, which is black interior and another is the navy gray interior. But there are 8 air vents across the front dash panel. The bigger vents and a very smaller angular vents just underneath them, and so there are 4 pairs of the vent outlets. What made me shocked is in this car you have 8 USB ports, 3 in the front, 3 in the second row and 2 in the third row. This car is 6-seater, but it has 8 USB ports, which is amazing. Do we all need those USB ports? From the interior design wise, nobody can tell that this is the hybrid model unless you take a look at this tachometer. Now there's no more tachometer, but there is a energy flow meter which gives you the charge or eco or power mode, and once you change it to the sport mode, still you cannot see the RPM meter here. The second row is the highlight of this new Sorento 4th generation. There are 3 different seat variations. First, you can choose 5-seaters, and this one is 6-seater type. So 2, 2 and 2 at the back. The third option, 7-seater, comes with the 2 seats, 3 seats in the second row and 2 seats at the back. So among those 3, this 6-seater configuration gives you the most luxurious interior atmosphere. And as you can see, this second row seat comes with the wide variety of the slide riches. So there are basically 10 notches you can adjust according to your situations, and 10 notches gives you about this amount of the slide back and forth. There are 2 vents in the center, and there is no temperature control or blow fan control in the second row, but on the third row you have auxiliary fan speed switch on your right side. One thing that I don't like here is this storage area on a door trim. There is very small storage area. If you are traveling for long distance with all your family crews, maybe you will need extra space to put things in. Let's move on to the third row. Once you choose this panoramic sunroof, it actually gives you more space when you walk into this third row. The third row is actually not bad at all. I've been in the third row in many other SUVs or RVs, but frankly speaking, sit back is always uncomfortable in the third row, you know. But space wise and the hip point wise, it's quite reasonable for 1 hour or 2 hour trip, I think. Yeah, the seat is quite hard. Yeah, it's out of my expectation, because most Korean people, they do like soft cushioned seat, but this one gives you quite firm and solid feel. That's a good thing when you travel for a long time or for long distance. It will eventually give you better comfort overall. The visibility from the driver's side, since it has a quarter glass right behind this outside rear view mirror, you can have wide visibility, but since the A-pillar itself is quite thick, there are some blind spot just behind the A-pillars. You have to bear in mind when you make a turn in cross junctions. There is a little display turned on to show the cars on your blind spot. Kia calls it the blind view monitor. You don't need to move your eyes to the left or right. You just need to focus on your cluster panel and it shows everything around you. Recently, Audi introduced the e-tron with the camera-based rear view side mirrors. Those mirrors have the display on each door panel, so eventually drivers still need to turn their head to left or right whenever they need to change the lane, but this system, you don't need to do that. The ride quality of the Sorento Hybrid. Some might think that this hybrid model will be much heavier than other conventional engine version, but it's not. It's just about 15 to 20 kilograms more when compared to the 2.2 liter diesel engine. So the overall weight is almost similar and you cannot tell the difference from the driver's point of view. But the ride quality, the ride comfort, I can tell you that there is a difference between diesel version and this gasoline turbo hybrid version. This one has slightly firmer spring rate, slightly firmer damping rate. That's how I feel on the motorway. When there is some uneven surface, old tarmac, driver can read where this car is going. But overall, it gives you quite good comfort. The only one thing that annoys me is the response of the engine starting. There is the moment that this car turns on the engine from the electric drive into the gasoline drive. Anybody can feel that the engine just has been started because there is noise and there is quite amount of the shock. In later version or next generation, I hope that Kia can improve this ride quality for the hybrid powertrain. Because nowadays there are mild hybrids, they are quite smooth when they turn on the engine or they turn off the engine. Power wise, since it has just 6 different gear ratio, when it kicks down the gear, there are quite big leap in terms of the RPM, and that means you need to wait for a while for the fully engaged next gear. You need to have a tempo for waiting, then it pushes you with quite enough torque. When electric motor and the gasoline engine combined, it's way over 35 kilogram-meter of the torque. So we drove around 55 kilometers and total average consumption is nearly 20 kilometers per liter. The display shows 19.6 kilometers per liter. And from now on, we're gonna have a sporty handling test around winding roads on the mountains. So a full acceleration. Yes, you can see the power is evenly distributed to the front and the rear, same amount. One interesting thing, while you are driving on no emission mode, EV mode, system can distribute the torque to the front and rear at the same time. Even on the EV mode, you can drive on all-wheel drive mode because this electric motor and engine are mated in front of the gearbox, and after the gearbox it distributes the torque to the front axle and the rear axle via torque transfer unit. So even on the EV mode, when you accelerate, it splits 50-50, and then once you get more speed, then it gradually reduces the torque distribution to the rear axle and more bias on the front axle, just like other conventional engine. But I can tell you that under the strong acceleration, I can make a smile on my face. Oh, it's fun! It's not bad at all. 235mm of tire, it looks not sufficient for this class, but in fact it gives you quite good amount of the grip, even on higher pace on fast cornering turns. Since it has a lowered center of the gravity with this new platform, you can jump into the corner in quite fast speed. I can see many bumps, humps everywhere in this area of the road, but there's no worry at all because this car can handle all those little bumps without any problem. 230 horsepower, it's still a good number to play with. After all test drive, we tried motorway, highway, downtown street, mountain winding roads. The final result is 15.4 km per liter. This is combined result, but I assume that if you try to pursue the extreme fuel economy, then this car will easily go beyond 20 km per liter on motorway. And even in the downtown, it will easily go beyond 16 km per liter in Seoul City. Today's test model is around 48 million Korean won, and if you add up everything possible on checklist, then the final price will eventually hit the 50 million Korean won range. If you want to know more about the diesel Sorento version, click here, and please leave your comments whether you like this hybrid Sorento or not. See you next time. Bye bye.